December in Elbert Methodist Church, and we will be performing the Vaughan Williams 5 mystical songs, and I guess you have some experience with that, so we'd love some insight. First of all, about the history. So this period has often been dubbed sort of Renaissance in English music. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think that's true. I think Vaughan Williams, there were a number of them around at the time. When I was a student, I every day would meet Herbert Howells, for example. And rather like the memories that you have of your grandparents, you wish you'd asked them the questions, And I wish I'd asked Herbert Howells about Vaughan Williams, about Holst, and all of the various other people that he knew. But I knew him up to a point, and then you didn't go there. And Vaughan Williams was part of that regrowth of British music. I mean, a lot of people contend that, in 1695, when Purcell died, English music died at that same time. And in a way, they're just about right. There wasn't a lot. There were lighter pieces, there were less structured pieces. What was going on the continent was something very different, and it didn't happen here. And then along came heavyweight Vaughan Williams and one or two others, and he started writing. It's strange to think of Vaughan Williams being a student of Ravel. It's too exotic for him, but he was. And the music that he wrote has a wonderful melodic surge to it, and for a singer it's an absolute gift. So I've known these songs since I was a student, and I won't tell you how long ago that was. It was a long time ago. And performed them for the first time as a student at the Royal College of Music, and became very aware of them. Time went by, I recorded them, sang them in 1 or 2 concerts, not so many, and then I was asked by the BBC if I would do the last night of the proms.
And how was that for you?
The last night of the proms?
Yeah.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. You don't sleep the night before. It was rather like when I remember playing golf with Lee Trevino and Sean Connery. I didn't sleep the night before that either. And I was supposed to be prepared for music, but it's a huge ask of any performer to walk out of the Albert Hall at any time. But on that particular evening, when you would think Queen Victoria was in the auditorium and all the flags are waving and everything else, and I had to sing these. And it was the first performance of them at the proms that had never been done before. They are sadly neglected, and I've, for the life of me, I don't know why. Maybe it's to do with the metaphysical poetry of George Herbert.
Yeah.
People make that excuse, but I don't see it, because they're just wonderful. They say wonderful things. Vaughan Williams writes wonderful lines for you. And at the end of it all, it's just a glorious evening. It's just fantastic. It's great music to sing, really is.
So these pieces, are they quintessentially British or English, do you think?
Yeah. It's, you stand up to sing them, and it's like doing big verse anthems in any big Church of England edifice of one sort or other. There's no escaping the fact that we understand what this is about. I hear right at the beginning, da 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 da. I saw thy Lord is risen. Yes, this is English. It couldn't be anything but English, and none the worse for that either. That first one is. We used to divide at college so that everyone got a chance. We used to divide the songs up. So I got the first one, and then other baritones sang the other 3. The last one being the antiphon, and. They're an absolute gift, really lovely, but unmistakably belonging to that genre of English music, that came out of the early part of the 20th century.
And have you sung them abroad at all?
No. When you think about it, that people like Simon Rattle and Colin Davis, conductors great as that, and Neville Mariner, for example, were taking Tibbet and performing it in Germany for the first time ever. It would be not easy to get them to accept something like this. Zubin Mehta, mind you, is the great Indian conductor. Zubin Mehta is a great believer in Elgar's music. He loves Elgar and has performed The Dream of Gerontius in Munich. He may have done it in Vienna too, I'm not sure. But without that kind of person carrying a banner for them, it's very difficult to get this into the middle of Europe. It should be there, but you know, rather like the paintings that we produced over a long period of time, and maybe that's why we have this current issue over Brexit, that we're an island, and we developed differently, I think, from the development that was going on in visual arts and in music and everything else on the continent. It was a different thing. When you think of the richness of the Low Countries, of Flanders and the Netherlands and everything else, into Germany and Austria and Italy and Spain, that kind of, it was a lot to do with Catholicism as well, but that kind of development didn't happen in the same way in the United Kingdom and in England in particular. And similarly, music got somehow left behind, you know, where there were the Bachs, the Beethovens, the Mozarts and everything else. No, we didn't have it. We really didn't have it in that same way.
And then with the Vaughan Williams.
And then, well, Steiner came along and did crucifixion. And, you know, there were the Lindleys and various people that didn't make their mark in that same sort of way. But the beginning of the 20th century, with Vaughan Williams arriving and then going on, we did start to produce some considerable music. And it's a lot of it has been at the core of my repertoire for a lot of years.
And with this piece, if I had to say choose one of the songs to perform, which one would it be?
It would be Love Bade Me Welcome.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Why is that?
It's the most lyrical of them. And Love bade me welcome, yet my soul drew back, guilty of dust and sin, but quick-eyed love, observing me grow slack, from my first entrance in, drew nearer to me, sweetly questioning if I lacked anything. A guest, I answered, and so it goes on and on. But the reason why it becomes special is, in the last 2 pages, I sing, and know you not, says love, who bore the blame, my dear, then I will serve. Then you have this little play out, and the chorus comes in with the O Sacrum Convivium theme. And you have to sing. You must sit down, said love, and taste my meat. So I did sit. That's why I love it. Because it's, you know, if you're Rostropovich or the present day Kanya Mason or whatever, you just want to play a cello tune. At that point, that's the greatest cello tune you can have. It gives you that opportunity. And that's what, as a singer, that's partly what one looks for. And, you know, you just sing those earlier parts and you think, okay, let's just relax and sing this as beautifully as I can.
And I suppose my final question, a bit light-hearted, what would you say to people who are toying between going to the pub or going to a lovely concert?
Or go to the pub. I'm probably not supposed to say that, am I? I would say, go to the concert, and then go to the pub. But really go to the pub, because your pint will taste so much more sweet after you've heard this music. You can go to the pub anytime, you know, but listen to this music first, and then go and suck your pint, and it'll taste differently.
Thank you so much. It's been absolutely amazing.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Great.